Oh, hello there, Leo. Thank you all for tuning in, connecting up. We're here. These readings are for general readings for mid-April 2017 for Leo and people under the influence of Leo. How y'all been? I hope you're all doing well in a place of comfort and abundance, even bliss if we want to really take it to the next level. And once again, thank you guys for all the support that you've given over the last little while with likes and shares and all that good stuff. So let's jump right into your reading here, Leo. See what's going on with you guys. For subscribers, you may have noticed we got a little. Well, we're up at the big table here now. I've actually just moved here, so studio is a little bit different, and we're getting going here. And yeah, let's see what's up for your guys' energy going on for mid-April. I hope these videos get out right around the time of the full moon, but whenever you're watching it is the right time for you to hear it and receive the messages. As we set our intention, the overall energy at the bottom of the deck, you guys have pulled a King of Cups. Now, this is a very strong emotional card and an energy of feeling, almost like predominant energies coming from the heart center more so than up at the crown. When we have the King of Cups, we can look at it in two ways in an overall energy. We're going to internalize it first because it is in the overall energy. And you may find at the end of this month for you guys, Leo, you're maybe finding yourselves a bit more emotional than normal. You may be finding that sort of your analytical side, which has been serving you well up until this point, it's like almost some of you are desiring a bit of a break from it. You're wanting to sort of break away and get in touch with the feeling side. This could represent situations for some Leos that are wanting to connect with other people emotionally, maybe deepen feelings with current lovers, or for those of you, the longing to be in a relationship comes through with this, to like sort of share your feelings with others. The King of Cups, whenever we see kings, they are people that have mastered their element. So for some Leos, when we're internalizing, this could be that some of you may feel that you have reached a point in your life where you're like really capstoning on your feelings. Not that you're becoming set in your ways in regards to how you feel about certain things, but just predominantly like to what level, to what extent you're willing to put yourself out there in regards to your emotional self. When it comes to other people and situations, some of you might be coming to a culmination of that. If we want to look at the King of Cups as a person in our environment or externalize this card, we're looking at a water sign. We're looking at Scorpio or Cancer, or what's the other one there? Pisces. This could be someone under the influence of one of those three astrological signs that you could be dealing with directly in some fashion or another. And this could be someone that cares for you quite dearly, cares for you quite a lot, Leo. Okay, so we're going to set King of Cups over to the side here and see how we can relate back to King of Cups as we move through this energy, through this reading. The 7 major areas of chakra. Wow, now we have another court card up in the grounding area. So Queen of Pentacles reversed. So this year I have a feeling for Leo, some of you are going to be sort of doing some emotional impulse type spending or outings. Like I almost feel like you guys like going out to eat. The setting is a restaurant. The setting is like, treating other people, taking care of the bill when it comes, or the feeling of, maybe, somebody else is always paying or you're always paying the way, and there might be a little bit of discord with that. Queen of Pentacles reverse. This definitely is someone here who is very guarded over their money. If we look at this internally, this could be a sort of a forerunner for you, Leo, here, that you may need to be quite guarded over your finances and your resources through the last couple weeks here, moving through April. I don't see like finances being a huge problem, but I see you like almost being a little bit more reserved when it comes to opening up the purse strings for certain people, certain situations in regards to a relationship. So this is earth energy. This is typically, if we're looking at person or environment, this could be Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus now. And we've got these two upright. So someone could be very guarded over their feelings, or maybe not wanting to put themselves out there, in a material sense for the emotional reward. I get the sense of someone's like in a one-sided relationship where they're like doing all the financial supporting, and like all they're getting in return is like maybe some I don't want to say phony love yous, but I just said it, so it had to come through. Someone might just be being taken for granted or taken advantage of in this situation I have when I see these cards like this, when we do that with them, right? So how you're feeling about what you're spending in regards to a relationship and resources. This can speak of the element of time too. This could be time allocated. Someone could be quite miserly over their time in the relationship, only, scheduling dates, scheduling meetups when they feel like it. And where the feeling is like you would like it to be a little bit more mutual in regards to like making plans and setting arrangements. So far we're looking at reading is surrounding your relationships with other people, Leo. How much time, how much feeling, how much resources is going on in this sharing, right? Okay, as we move up to the sacral energy, we have the moon reverse. Okay, so this definitely again speaks back to feeling. This is a card with heavy water. Well, I went back to that early timeline of those of you that are at a time of your life where maybe you've reached that point of particular an end to disillusionment, an end to the illusion of what, how much emotion, how much feeling can bring to you in this practical sense versus being in a practical sense. Typically, Leo, you're kind of torn between two worlds. You're very practical, you're very analytical, you're problem solvers, you're very forthright, you get things done, but there's also this side to you you're very strong feelers, you're very strong in wanting to open up, to be engaged, to be connected with another. But this moon energy, in the sacral sense, is really telling me that some of you may be putting a disillusionment in regards to how much feeling you're actually willing to do. And it's not selfish, but you might just kind of be taking your power back in regard to emotion. It'll be interesting to see what comes up in the heart chakra energy. But so far in these lower root chakras, it shows that we're being quite guarded, Leo, over feelings because we don't want to be led astray. We don't want someone pulling the wool over our eyes. Some of you might have just got out of that kind of situation where someone had been pulling the wool over your eyes. And now, like in your revelations, you're sort of deepening your sense of self and how far, like I said, you're willing to put yourself out there. On a mundane level, when I see the moon card reverse here, what I really got to say this too is we've got to watch spring fever. We got to watch reproductive cycles even in our pets. Make sure your kitty cat isn't going over knocking up the kitty cat next door type thing, or you maybe watch to make sure the little chihuahua isn't going to wreck all your teddy bears or whatever, that kind of thing might be. All right, it's weird. I don't like. It's kind of funny to see that moon reverse in sacral. I just had to throw that in there because, what comes through comes through. All right. Wow. Now we've got even more. Another queen here now in the solar plexus in the gut instinct. So in the gut instinct, what we're looking at here is a situation where those Leos who are involved with a water sign or someone with a law of water in their charts are really, I feel, are having to sort of communicate, come to grips, come to understandings with what you yourself and your partner are feeling. If communication has not been open for you guys that are in relationships, the sense is that if we don't get communication lines open in regards to feeling, we could be feeling some sort of feeling a bit of out of sorts or upset. When I say upset in an emotional context, that covers the full gamut of emotions. It's like anger, sadness, crying, anything. We want to avoid being upset, just like when you upset a cup, right? It spills out, emotions spilling over, tempers flaring, the teardrops falling kind of thing in regards to this. We may be seeing situations for some of you where it's like breakups that are long overdue may just not be coming. You guys just might be going through the motions, and some of you are struggling with, do we take it to the next step? Do we make it legit in a practical sense, or do we just keep on going playing certain charades in these games with these lovers, right? Okay, so this in an overall feeling or an overall energy sense. Some of you as well here, you are feeling really torn, but there may be a strong decision coming between, do you go with a gut instinct feeling, do you go with a feeling, or do you sort of err on the side of caution with this Queen of Pentacles? Do you play it practical? Do you keep your cards close to your chest, right? So that kind of thing. And the sense I have is like almost a lot of you will be going, when it comes to decision making in these last 2 weeks, will be going on feeling rather than be like going on applied lessons and certain truths. Some of you might actually be letting go of, what you're guarded, or you may be willing to open up those purse strings a little bit more if you have a good feeling about it. But you really got to check in with your intuition. You got to make sure that your feeling is good, true, and just, because if it's here, we may be disillusioned, right? When we see this queen, there's so much feeling, there's so much emotion coming through in this reading, Leo. What we're seeing here is that you may be thinking to yourself, okay, I put an end to this disillusionment. I'm not going to put my feelings or my heart out there anymore. And then boom, almost like the universe, something else happens to test that conviction, where it's like all of a sudden you might be like, find yourself in that similar cycle where your heart is going out to someone again, or someone may come over and like sort of not sweep you off your feet, right? Get your whole world turned upside down, and now decision making isn't happening as strong as you originally convinced yourself that, maybe 2017, or maybe a New Year's resolution, or after the last breakup, you said you were going to be strong, you said you weren't going to fall for certain things anymore, and then you catch yourself doing it again. So just some forewarning. I'm really curious to see what's up here. Wow. So we've got the Hierophant up in your heart chakra. Some of you now, this is definitely the message. You're going to be tested in your convictions of, are your feelings true? Are your feelings real into regards to a person or a situation? And you're going to have to test whether or not your feelings are practical. Are they legitimately based in anything that, is useful, or that you find as a catalyst to getting the future that you want for yourself, right? So some of you as well, you may be desiring a deepening of a relationship. Some Leos here might be looking for a commitment now in regards to maybe an engagement, something of that nature, or maybe you're waiting for your partner to drop the L-bomb so that you feel like the relationship could move forward, or you feel like sort of you can become mutually exclusive with this person, and you don't have to remain as guarded with like, am I seeing somebody else, or are they seeing somebody else? You might just be looking for that communication to come in sort of that deepening of emotions. It's funny, it took the Hierophant for me to see it here in these two cards, where it's like one partner in the couple is looking for the commitment, whereas the other one feels that it's just fine the way it is, right? So it's interesting. There's a law of water, law of feeling. And now the Hierophant is saying, along with this Queen of Pentacles here, is to kind of like take what you know. I would avoid here this feeling of like being too greedy, it's kind of like Queen of Pentacles reverse is like really like almost like hoarding type energy, greed type energy, but I don't really see it in a physical sense. I feel it in almost like almost like domineering situations or dominating conversations, where it's like you want your voice to be heard, you want to get a certain response of a lover, of a person, so that you can feel the feeling whatever that you need be. I don't know, it's a really tricky thing to see into. I just want to make sure here that you guys aren't being like too domineering, unless it's something where you're having to really set somebody straight. But the feeling here is that if you're waiting for someone to commit to you, you almost kind of have to like play your cards very subtly. You have to like very much like show that you're willing to work with this person, rather than like give an ultimatum or straight up demand anything. Okay, Leo? So that's Hierophant there in Heart of Hearts. Interesting card to see there. Okay, now in communication, we got Five of Swords. So what this is telling me now in this reading here is that people, remember when I said like somebody was at the risk of being upset or anger or sorrow in regards, if the communication did not open up between two partnerships, we may see that somebody ends up getting hurt or having their feelings hurt. Now with Five of Swords here as well, I feel like somebody might be not triangulating themselves in the relationship in a certain sense, where I feel like someone's trying to steal somebody's lover away. It's almost as if like someone is kind of talking somebody out of a relationship. So if we're looking at a man-woman relationship, we could be seeing where like the lady's best friend is like telling the lady like he's a dog, he's no good for you, you gotta dump him, you gotta give, if he liked it he should have put a ring on it. Someone just kind of like, and it might be really dissuading this person out of like sticking to what they know, maybe with that man, right? Or if it's two buddies out on the golf course and they're like, oh, you should come to Vegas with us this weekend. We're gonna get a couple hotel rooms, we're gonna go to a couple shows, get a lap dance, whatever it might be, and Virginia will never know, or Susie will never know. Just come along and do it. Like somebody is like kind of being that like sort of like, oh yeah, like don't worry about your lover, don't worry, they'll never find out, or spend more time with me as your friend than your lover, kind of thing is what I'm really getting out of this communication with this Five of Swords. It's kind of a dangerous energy. It's kind of a not nice, not very pleasant energy, right? And it's like it's got somebody confused, like when it comes to like passion and sex. It's like, it's almost like you could be like very intimate with the person, but in the back of the mind, it's kind of like, oh, is this really it? Is this the domestic bliss? It's almost what I have a feeling here is that for couples, this is like the breaking point, the time of where it's like, do you throw your chips all in? Do you go all in? Or is it time to pull your chips out and say, all right, I fold for now. I want to see what the other partner is doing. Not that it's necessarily going to lead to a breakup, but it's going to lead to like things remaining somewhat the same in regards to how long that relationship is. So let's see what we can tell from vision questing in the third eye position. We have a page of wands here in wands, which is traditional of fire sign. Finally, we have a court card up that we can internalize as fire sign. You guys are waiting on news. You guys are waiting for a lover or someone to tell you exactly how they feel. And you're trying to see a future with this person. You're trying to see how you fit into somebody else's timeline almost with this page of wands. You're going to, can I step forward correctly and accurately? Can I envision myself being with this person in 3 to 4 years or 4 to 5 years or whatever it may be? Am I willing to accept the 3 or 4 things that I've sort of compromised on in regards to accepting them? Like maybe this person farts a lot, or maybe they don't pick up their socks off the floor. It really drives you nuts. But you're willing to accept it because you're a good person. You're giving love a chance, right? But there comes that point where it's like, not everybody's going to change things, but we can certainly try hard to like work together a little bit and talk about the things that might be driving each other nuts, right? And for some of you, it could be just mundane as that. For these couples here that are just like needing to talk about their feelings about the little things that drive you nuts, or it's like, can we work on this? Could we maybe go to like a couple of sessions of like counseling or whatever it may be, right? That sort of thing. And I also have an urge to say that I have a feeling that there might be a younger Leo or someone under the influence of Leo watching this, where they may be worried about parents of a long-term, like married 20, 30 years, that are in situations where they may be like deciding that the kids are grown now, maybe it's time to go their separate ways, or the family, the veil of the domestic bliss has just kind of been lifted as you've come to age here, and you like realize, well, maybe my mom and dad, they kind of live these superhero alias type lives while they've always raised us type thing, and you're maybe a little bit confused by all of that, and that's okay. People just gotta be people, whether they're family or not. All right, let's see what's up in crown chakra energy. Let's see, we've got 6 of wands straight up. Okay, and this is good news. So what this is telling me is that by the end of the month, you are going to have taken certain action, or you are going to have let situations play out that allow you to have a clearer picture, or get you at least one step closer into finding out what it is you want to know, whether it's about yourself or another person. The 6 of wands is victorious, but the 6 of wands also has a risk of being left alone if they've been too domineering, too demanding, too pompous almost. There's always that warning with the 6 of wands and the risk of doing that. So the Hierophant is saying you're really going to have to listen to your heart in order to make this situation seem as though you're willing to work together with someone and you're not like charging forward without them, because this reading is so full of so much feeling, so much emotion coming through, that we're really just going to have to be a little bit careful of acting too far too fast, especially with the amount of planets kind of in retrograde this month too. It almost seems like a lot of signs are just kind of having to like Just take a deep breath, just settle down a little bit. Because with this full moon in Libra, we're seeing a lot of people like almost like acting out. And it's like very childish, like acting out. Doesn't matter what sign they're in. If they haven't put their ego self to bed or killed it entirely, you're going to see like people thinking before they speak, causing like just letting their stress flow onto other people and that sort of things. And Leo might be caught in the middle of it quite a bit. So, okay, just a quick clarifier in Lenormand. We've got a major up here in reverse in this sacral area. I wanted to check back in with this moon reverse because it's a major energy, major arcana, number 18, and it showed up in sacral. So I was worried here a little bit, like somebody's love was not accompanying their sex almost, right? Or it's like someone was willing to put a limit. Oh, there we had our flipper. Oh yeah, look at this. We've got more water here. We've got this big anchor that's like popped to the surface of the water. So what's this showing here is that when it comes to like love making, problem solvings in relationships, understanding and solidifying and grounding how it is that we're actually feeling, this is where the challenge for Leo comes in this month. This card here is showing that, it's kind of like your boat is out at sea in the proverbial or the metaphorical ocean of emotion. You're kind of, you could be, making a lot of love, and like the pillow talk may all be very good, but then, kind of midday or the midweek rolls around and you're kind of like wondering if it's like real or if it's been kind of filled with this disillusionment, right? There's a lot of like kind of stormy, steamy, emotional action coming on here. So, but the anchor, you can see the anchor. It's not really chained to anything. Just remember that you're not chained to any lover. You're not bound. If at one point you said something or your lover said something to you that maybe makes you feel like you're bound to each other, just check in with that lover. Just check in. Get these lines of communication open about, it's like, if you don't really mean that, that's okay. I understand. Or, we realize that life is dynamic. We don't want this Five of Swords energy here in communication to dominate. We don't want, the attitude of what was said. Like, you said this, so it's therefore forever has to be that way. It's like in communication, it's not like that. Pillow talk, those few moments after intimacy always has that way of like, making us want to say those things to comfort the other person or keep that, that orgasmic feeling. Now we're trying to like, keep the brain up, the endorphins flowing. So sometimes we say things that, might not, last, a few weeks or month later, that sort of thing. So don't like hold that person, judge and jury or up to the cross because of, something that slipped out during pillow talk. I just felt the urge to say that, okay? I'm not accusing you anything here, Leo. I'm just saying you're going to kind of have to tippy-toe around feelings, and you're going to have to get lines of communication rolling here about feelings. We're just, at the end of this, we're consulting Enchanted Map for one last capstone card for the reading for Leo. I'm not sure how long we've gone on this reading, but when it comes heavy with water and feeling like that, look, we've got even more water, it seems like. So this is card number 32 called Magic Prayer. And we can see here, like, someone is, like, just from looking at her hair, right, we can see, like, that this person is underwater. And Magic Prayer 32, we're just going to look at the book, because with these oracle cards, we just go with the original message here. I got to find it. Thanks for your patience, Leo. I really thank you for your patience. I'm sure your lover thanks you for your patience. And, yeah, all around. So, I quote, "Speak your prayers, listen for the answers, and act in faith," end quote. When you see the Magic Prayer card, it is a reminder that your prayers will be answered. Spirit is always waiting to help you and to heal you when you're in need. That said, the best prayer is, "Thy will be done through me, and not thy will be, and not thy will." Okay, I'm sorry here. That said, the best prayer is, "Thy will be done through me, thy will and not mine be done." Sorry. Conscious contact with your higher power is achieved through the ritual of prayer and meditation. Speak and listen to the divine force within the field of creation. Surrender your wishes and desires to Spirit. You may not get what you want, but you will surely get what you need. Your destiny awaits you. For as long as you keep in conscious contact with your higher power, be assured that you're on the right path. Okay, that said, and I'm sorry for mumbling and stumbling through the written words with this, maybe it's a clue that I should be more intuitive in looking at this saying, because her eyes are closed here. She's not really going to know what happens, but at the same time, she's willing just to like let the water, let the feeling carry her away there. And there's this kind of essence or aura that she knows it's going to be okay wherever she floats off to. And this Page of Wands being you here, Leo, just kind of know, like, if you open up those lines with that lover, you may not solidify or get the commitment that you're wanting. And if you don't, you just have to know that it doesn't mean that it's the end of everything, that it's going to be okay. You can then choose forward from there if it's worth further energy, or if it's worth, dissolving that particular thing so that you can get this upright and start moving forward again. But you're waiting on that message. Don't force it. The Hierophant is saying don't force it. Just let it be. For those of you that are really struggling in relationships or understanding your partner, the feeling I have is just kind of go with this Queen of Pentacles reversed. Keep your cards close to yourself, and almost maybe like act as a mirror to your partner, right? This energy here, act as a mirror to your partner. So if they're not giving you solid texts, or if they're not giving you like one-way answers or direct answers, it's almost like you need to stop asking the questions. You may need to like make them think, oh, what the heck's up with that person, right? Am I at risk of losing them? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. And then if that person draws back closer to you, then we can get these conversations going. And if this person is just complete donkey or wrong for you, but you're just not at the point of realizing it yet, then you will get those clues to come. Okay, Leo, it's tough to see into that heavy duty of feeling. We did our best. Know that I love you all, and we'll see you next time.